Welcome to ThePodQast, where we dive deep into the world of best-selling books. Each week, we explore the latest hits and timeless favorites that are captivating readers everywhere. Join us as we unpack the stories, themes, and characters that make these books unput-downable. Whether you're looking for your next great read or curious about what everyone's talking about, you're in the right place. So grab your coffee, settle in. This is ThePodQast, powered by OnCue New Media.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. You know how much we love to unpack these life-changing concepts, and today we're diving into Simplify and Live the Good Life by Bo Sanchez.
Bo Sanchez, such a great source of inspiration.
He really is, and you know, this book really spoke to me. It's about so much more than just money. It's about finding that real wealth, the kind that brings lasting happiness and fulfillment.
Absolutely. It's about quality of life, not just the quantity of stuff we accumulate.
Exactly. So we're going to dig into all of that today, right? But before we get ahead of ourselves, can you remind us, what's the core message here? How does simplifying actually lead to a richer life?
Well, the book really zeroes in on this idea of living from the core of your being.
Okay, I like where this is going.
It's about stripping away all the noise, all the external pressures and expectations, and really honing in on what truly matters to you, what makes you feel alive and fulfilled.
So it's about getting back to basics in a way, rediscovering those core values and passions that might have gotten lost in the shuffle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Sanchez doesn't just preach this, he lives it. He shares stories from his own life about growing up with very little material wealth.
Right, like how his family found joy in the simplest things.
Exactly. They'd go jogging together around their old car share. Comic books have these special weekly hot dog outings.
Those little rituals, those shared moments, those are the things that create lasting memories and build strong bonds.
Absolutely. And that leads us to another important point, money. It's not the enemy.
Right. We all need it to survive.
But it's not the be-all and end-all of happiness. There is a difference between income and true wealth.
And Sanchez really emphasizes this idea of net worth, right?
Yes. He talks about how you can have a high income but still be financially stressed if you're drowning in debt or living beyond your means.
It's about being smart with your money and making sure it's working for you, not the other way around.
Exactly. And that can look different for everyone. It's about finding that balance that works for your individual circumstances and goals.
Which reminds me of that fascinating statistic from The Millionaire Next Door. Have you heard of that one?
Oh, absolutely. It's a classic.
So they found that a huge percentage, like 66% of luxury car buyers, weren't actually wealthy.
I know, right? It's crazy.
They were going into debt to maintain this image of wealth.
It really goes to show that you can't judge a book by its cover. Appearances can be deceiving.
It's a good reminder to focus on building genuine financial security and happiness, not just chasing after status symbols.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's about living a life that's true to yourself and your values.
It's so easy to get caught up in that comparison game, though, right? Like you see what everyone else is doing and you feel like you need to keep up.
Oh, absolutely. It's that keeping up with the Joneses mentality.
But Sanchez really challenges us to break free from that and focus on what truly matters.
And he doesn't just leave us hanging with these big ideas. He actually gives us some really practical steps to simplify our lives and gain control of our finances.
That's what I love about this book. It's not just theory, it's actionable advice.
Exactly. And one of the most powerful things he talks about is the importance of getting out of debt.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
It's about breaking free from those financial burdens and experiencing the freedom that comes with knowing you don't owe anyone anything.
I can imagine that feeling of relief being incredible.
It's truly empowering. And he offers some great tips for making it happen, like focusing on paying off high-interest debts first. Those credit cards can really sneak up on you.
Oh, tell me about it. I used to be so intimidated by the thought of tackling my debt. But then I tried that save your raise technique he talked about.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And it was amazing. I didn't even miss that extra money. And it felt so good to see my savings grow.
That's the beauty of it. Once you start making those small changes, they can have a ripple effect on your entire financial outlook.
Well, once you're in the green, you can really start to see the magic of compound interest at work.
Absolutely. Even small amounts saved consistently over time can really add up.
It's like he says in the book, pay yourself first. That's been a game changer for me.
It's about shifting your mindset from spending to saving.
And he has these really clever strategies for making it happen, like continuing to pay your loans even after they're finished.
Well, right. Like if you've been making car payments for years and then you finally pay it off, You keep making those payments, but to yourself.
Exactly. So that money you were used to putting toward the loan gets redirected to your savings or investments.
It's all about building those positive financial habits and making saving automatic.
And I think that's something a lot of people struggle with, right? Like breaking those old habits and establishing new ones.
Absolutely. It takes effort and consistency, but the rewards are well benefited.
Because ultimately, it's not just about the money. It's about the freedom and peace of mind that come with having your finances in order.
Exactly. It frees you up to pursue your passions and live a life that's more aligned with your values.
Which brings us to another important aspect of simplifying our lives, finding work that lights us up.
Right, because if you're stuck in a job you hate just for the paycheck, burnout becomes a real risk.
And it's hard to live your best life when you're running on fumes.
Absolutely. Sanchez talks about burnout being a two-sided coin. There are internal factors like self-worth and fear, and external factors like a toxic work environment or a lack of boundaries.
And he addresses both sides, right? He gives us tools to deal with those internal struggles and strategies for creating healthier boundaries in our work lives.
Exactly. He uses this really great analogy of the oil lamp to illustrate this point.
Oh, yeah, the oil lamp. I remember that.
It's all about burning bright without burning out, you know?
Okay. I like that.
It's about finding that sustainable passion, not letting our drive consume us, but fueling us in a way that lasts.
And that takes intention, right? Like we have to make choices that support that kind of sustainable energy.
Absolutely. Self-care, setting boundaries,
Yeah.
making sure our work aligns with our core values. Those are all key.
So it's about creating a life that's both fulfilling and sustainable.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what else I appreciate about Sanchez's approach? He doesn't shy away from talking about fear.
Oh, yeah, he goes there.
He acknowledges that fear is a natural part of life, especially when we're trying to simplify and make changes.
It's like that fear of missing out or that fear of what other people will think.
Exactly. But he encourages us to embrace that fear, not let it paralyze us.
To feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah.
Exactly. He talks about courage not being the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it.
And sometimes that act of courage is about simplifying, letting go of what's not serving us so we can create space for what truly matters.
Absolutely. It's about getting really clear on our priorities and making choices that align with those priorities, even when it's hard.
You know, this whole conversation has been such a great reminder that living simply isn't about deprivation. It's about making intentional choices that bring more joy and fulfillment.
I completely agree. It's about focusing on what truly matters and letting go of the rest. And you know what? One of the most powerful takeaways from the book for me was that question Sanchez leaves us with.
Oh, yeah. What's that one change you can make today?
Exactly. What's one simple thing you can do right now to align your life with your core values and move towards that real wealth?
It's a call to action, right? Like, don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start small and start today.
Exactly. Because even the smallest steps can lead to big changes over time.
Well said. Well, there you have it, folks. Your deep dive into Simplify and Live the Good Life by Bo Sanchez. We've explored how simplifying can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life, both financially and personally.
We talked about the importance of getting out of debt, finding your passion, and creating a life that's both meaningful and sustainable.
And most importantly, we challenge you to take action to make that one simple change today that will set you on the path to a simpler, more joyful life.
So until next time, remember to simplify, focus on what truly matters, and live a life that's true to yourself.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.
Join us again next time here at The Podcast, where we dive deep into the world of best-selling books. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for future podcast notification. This is The Podcast, powered by OnCue New Media.